everybody, welcome to another video. This is episode 1 of What If, and today we're going to be discussing what if Mexico became an empire. So, first things first, we need to find Mexico. There it is. Now, let me bring up the colors on the map. You may be wondering, hey, why does Mexico have a bunch of orange everywhere? Well, see, the Mexico we're pulling up is currently in the midst of a civil war due to cartel fights. So this story is going to take place in an alternate universe where a new president of Mexico gets in during a really desperate time and starts dealing with problems. So first thing we're going to see is all of a sudden Baja California starts mass producing weaponry. The federal police is absorbed. The government becomes more centralized, and all of a sudden cartels are getting deals to join the government as private militias, which most of them accept. As seen here, not all the cartels would accept the deal, and so the government would disperse of them. So you may be looking at all of this and you're like, hey, assassin, why does this mean that Mexico's going to become an empire? Seems like they're doing some pretty good stuff. Well, they didn't become an empire overnight. They didn't become aggressive overnight. They just became more efficient, which led to what's going to happen in the future. And apparently that future is now. Guatemala forces see Mexican troops go into their border. They later get the announcement that Mexican troops will cross over their border and take over Guatemala to enact anti-cartel measures. It would be a swift invasion. Guatemala would quickly cease to exist, with Mexico installing a puppet government. Honduras and El Salvador would make defense pacts and deals with Mexico, saying just leave us alone and we'll leave you alone. But Nicaragua wouldn't be that lucky, since they said they would resist the Mexican military effort, which later led to a quick and swift invasion and the installment of Mexico's second puppet government in Central America. You see, now Mexico was getting bold, because their first idea after this was to establish relations with Cuba, hoping they could get another anti-American ally, and then both of them would later go on to pressure the Dominican Republic into joining their coalition. Now, Puerto Rico becomes the bell tower and basically death zone for anyone who's not American, because after the most recent things, well, America wasn't really liking the fact that Mexico was being such like an imperialist nation, so they'd put a lot of restrictions and tariffs on them. After this, Mexico established a small blue water navy. They helped make nuclear bunkers in Cuba, Cold War vibes, I know, and they established the biggest chokehold in the Mediterranean seen in years. Mexico wasn't expanding for land at this point, they were expanding for leverage. Now, this is where the real drama of the U.S. begins, because Mexico launches cyber attacks on U.S. soil, which leads to big drama at the border, weaponized migration, sanctions on Mexico, U.S. covert ops in the middle of Mexico, nearby Mexico City, and even the U.S. Navy being deployed in the Mediterranean. Now, this is the interesting part. Mexico gets the ally of Venezuela. Venezuela declares war and invades Colombia with the help of Mexico with a naval invasion. Now, Mexico in Central America annexes the two territories that they had claimed. Then they attack El Salvador and Honduras, quickly taking them out and basically just like controlling the entirety of Central America at this point.
Panama, on the other hand, becomes protected by the U.S., becoming a fortress that Mexico cannot invade, while the war in Colombia is slowly but surely making changes until all of a sudden major pushes almost destroy Colombia and take a lot of Peru. The war gets U.S. backing, which means Venezuela and Mexico are like severely pushed back at this point, and so they are able to discuss with Colombia them and make a bad peace agreement, which basically splits Colombia into two countries with a puppet nation, and then the area on the left is renegotiated to go back to Colombia. And this basically leads the entire world to be Cold War. Cuba being an ally of Mexico, Puerto Rico being the fortress island, Cold War standoff at the border of U.S. and Panama, basically North and South Colombia. Yeah, and you think it may end here, but you see, sometimes for a certain price, people backstab.
Okay, guys. Thank you for watching the video. Mapping's a newer thing, so I'm still getting used to it. I actually had 3 videos planned out for this season, but I scrapped them, so I could focus on a better writing for a story. And also the other couple ones didn't have me actually voicing them; they are just text on the screen. So this is easier. If you're wondering, I do not have my mask right now, so I am just using a head wrapping because, I don't like, I only, the max I'll do is half of my face being revealed. I have revealed my face on here before. It's just, I don't know, I feel more comfortable concealing at least about half of my face on here. But I hope you liked the video. I'm excited to continue. The next 2 in the series will what if Canada became an empire, and what if the U.S. became an empire, which I think is going to be really fun. Yeah, honestly, I'm really excited. I'm also going to try and get my gaming set up soon. I know I kind of left this one at a cliffhanger, and I don't intend to make a sequel to this, but if this video does do good enough, I will make a sequel. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and see you later, Assassin Army.